well, the good to see you all, and appreciate you being here and on a regular basis with us. Even though we're not doing all that good, we still got a report, I guess. And this is a day when you look back on the game, and we probably played the best team in the league, in my opinion, right now, as far as what they do. Got an offensive machine, and they're good on defense. I mean, and they're probably good as anybody in the league on defense that I've seen. Anyhow, still hadn't seen ULL, but a little bit on tape. And but these guys are they're loaded for the Bear in the Sun Belt. It looks like to me. I don't know what their capabilities are rules wise as far as the bowl and all that kind of stuff this year, but they're pretty darn good, and I think most everybody that's played them will attest to that. I tell you, we played without two starters. We lost Mark Wilson for the year. Tyler Clark was out for the game. He tried. He went out and warmed up. Couldn't move laterally, which is not good when you're playing defensive end. And he can run straight ahead. Maybe he'll get there this week. I sure hope he does, because we need him. And but we had some young guys play good and come to the party, and we had a bunch of guys play very hard. And these guys, which proves to me the level of play that Georgia Southern is playing at offensively. And so credit to them, and hope we can get some folks well and try to find a way to win a game. We got Georgia State coming in here. Georgia State's, I guess, like us. Have they just won one? But they beat Abilene Christian by a point or two, which I remember seeing that game early in the year. And Trent Miles is a good friend, and I think he's a heck of a coach. Their offensive guy, I think it's Jagadinsky, whatever. He's a OC, and they do some good things with their offensive strategies. The quarterback is, I think, a transfer from California. And what's his name? Arbuckle. He can do the things they need him to do. He can throw the ball around and actually runs the ball decent. I don't know. They probably don't want to run him a lot, but he'll run the Q draw, and he'll run the zone read and pull it and go with it. So, he doesn't give us any lame duck guy back there. He can hurt you if he has to, or he needs to, or they want him to. And they're a lot like us offensively. Defensively, they're more of a three-man front, and they move them east and west and bring the outside backer on one side or drop them all, and you got to be able to pick and choose your times to run it, and you got to be able to understand that you're going to have to take some underneath stuff probably, because if they drop 8, they're going to have a lot of the grass covered. And so there goes my clinic for the day, and we got to prepare well. Hopefully we get some of those guys back that got hurt in the game and were hurt for the game. Of course, we will not get Mark Wilson back, and that's a big loss for us. A veteran player that has played hard for us, but he's gonna get his degree and all that stuff. So that'll be a good thing for him. Questions?
How's the offensive health wise? You talked about the defensive injuries. I know Brandon Silver's been banged up.
Yeah, Brandon seemed better Sunday. I'm trying to think if we got anybody else. He's probably the major one right now. You got anybody else, Prender? Anybody else on offense? Well, let me go back. Hey, them two receivers, 18 and 10 have both been dinged up, and they both about well, and they need to come to the party. So does 16. Those are guys that we have got to have to make plays, and then to set up and help us a little bit in the running game. And that goes 11 men wide, because those guys up front got to protect that guy back there that's going to throw it or run it or hand it off or whatever. So we got to make sure that we understand that we got to coach better, we got to play better, execute better on both sides of the ball, and so that's what our quest is during the week at practice.
What were your thoughts on some of the performances of some of the young guys like Daniel Warren and Brandon Timmons?
Well, I should have mentioned him, but Daniel had about 10 tackles, I think. And, I take all the credit for getting Daniel Warren here, because his coaches called me from Glencoe High School, and I'm probably the only head coach in the world that would call a coach back about a recruit that we knew wasn't a scholarship guy. But I got tape on him. I looked at him. I talked to his coaches, who are great men, and thought a lot of Daniel, and he's a very smart guy. He's on academic scholarship, which he got on his own accord, and he's trying very hard, to earn one on the field. And but it worked out where he actually came on a visit with his folks, and liked what he saw and the opportunity, and he's I don't know if he's on one of the top academic scholarships, so which pays a lot of his education costs. And if he gets a full scholarship in football, he had to give that up. So, which is fine. I'm sure he'll be glad to do that. But Daniel, and who else did you? Yeah, he had, when you get him in the grass, he's not as good as he is inside. And that's, just sheer speed element that they had over our outside defense, our linebackers in the grass on the outside, and that's something that he's good Lord has good Lord has blessed him with a certain amount of speed, and it wasn't enough to catch their guys in the grass. So, but he made a lot of tackles. He understands playing ball and hit ball, and that's something that. You can't force on some guys, but he's a good one. I'm really proud of him.
What's your hope for Levy now that Mark is out for a year? What do you?
Well, I think he'll get better every game. He's another guy that he's an inside guy, and he's another guy that's not afraid to go hit. And he'll chase the ball and try to tackle. And he had some pretty big licks in the game, and I think he's got a pretty good upside. I won't say he's going to be All-American or anything like that, but I think he's got a good upside coming into. I guess this is a redshirt freshman year, so.
Last year, when they got hurt, how disappointed was that for you? Did he have potential for playing last year?
Well, probably, mid-year or maybe a little bit later on as he went down through there. He was pretty green, but at the same time he was very aggressive, not afraid, and the speed is always the first thing you look at. And of course, he's a big guy, and you need to keep him confined to as much as you can to the box, and so he can do the things he does best, and that's take on blockers and make tackles. And but he runs good enough. We've had him on the kickoff team. So, matter of fact, he got hurt this year a little bit. Just sprained his neck on the kickoff cover team. So, he's been out there, and he's good enough to be a really good player for us, I think.
After a rough couple of weeks on the road, it's got to feel pretty good to be back at home.
Well, yeah, I probably said enough about the road and the period of 13 days and 3 games and missed class and all that kind of stuff. But that's part of it. And but that's a tough trip now. You got to drive all the way to the Atlantic Ocean to stay, and then you turn around and come back, and then you got to try to get home after a night game. It's a pretty tough deal. All for TV, and but it is they have and that could turn out eventually. I mean, that could be an advantage for them, you know, to be. And they've always been in their leagues. They've always been pretty competitive. So everybody's probably having a hard time getting to Statesboro. But I don't know if I answered what you asked me. Yeah. Being back at home is always a lot easier. You get to go to your own movie. You get to go to your hotel you stay in more. You're about 40 minutes from on game day, and no long bus trip. And we do a lot of long bus trips in this league. So yeah, I'm happy to be back here for the 2 out of the last 3. We got a long one to Idaho. So.